Hi, my name is Erika Murcia, and I am the author of Tejiendo, Our Poetic Rematriation with Mother Earth, a book published by Samsara Editorial in Mexico in November 2024. And today, I am really excited. I'm here with, acompañada by Maria Ibarra, and Maria is the madrina of my book. And so in Spanish, madrina in English means godmother, which in a rite of passage, that means that now Maria has been the person who helped to kind of baptize in a way to, hola, oh, there is your dog, so beautiful, to bring forth to the book. And so we will be having a conversation about this creative journey of collaborating, and then what has emerged for Maria in this collaboration. So Maria, how are you today?
Oh, hi, Erika. I'm both really good, but also really tired. I think I shared with you, I just bought a house, it's so exciting and overwhelming. But I'm actually very, very excited. I think more excited than overwhelmed. But we spent all weekend doing yard work, which was really nice. I don't know if you ever feel this way, to feel physically tired versus just mentally tired.
It's a very different thing.
It's a very good, it's very different, but it's also like once in a while just feeling like, oh, my body is tired from physical work, which is
it's good.
Privilege. A privilege to not feel that way all the time, and also a privilege to feel that way sometimes. Both.
Yes, both.
Yes.
And what is the name of your dog? Just because now.
This is Coriolis, who just walked in. Coriolis borealis. Also
welcome.
known as Corey, who just came in here. He was outside.
Yeah. Welcome to Corey. So I would like to start asking you what it emerged for you when I asked you to be the madrina of Tejiendo. And I asked this because we met actually almost a decade ago in a tea shop. And in a very, I feel in a very random, kind of like I was seeking guidance, mentorship by students who have already done the program I was applying to at the University of Michigan. And then you were in your last semester finishing your program. So, and then we also, our friendship kind of like sprouted later on, right? Like not during school time, but after. And I remember we both love poetry and we both love writing. You are an amazing poet. You invited me to participate in some poetry gatherings for women of color in Ypsilanti. And so now that I was asking you so many years later, would you write the prologue for my book? What did emerge?
Yeah. And I think I wrote a little bit about this, is that this is my immediate thought to most things when it's a request or a proposal or even a risk. My immediate response is no. And I don't know what that means about me and who I am. But at first I was like, no, it's a really big responsibility. And then after sitting with some time for maybe, it was probably maybe like half an hour or so, I was really honored to have been asked this of you, to have been given this responsibility, but it's also been given this gift by you to be the madrina of the book and to read it before most people and get to experience the changes that came with the book. And it's such an intimate thing to let somebody else read your writing, but then to let someone else read your writing and then write a prologue for it, it's really big. And I was really honored and excited. And also felt like, what do I say? I've never written a prologue for anything. I think I even Googled, like, what should you write in a prologue? And I don't know exactly like I don't think I had like, here's the vision of what I want to write. Instead, I just started writing about our relationship and our friendship and how my understanding of who you are grew through the book and the stories that were meaningful to me in the book. So anyway, this is way more than you asked at the beginning, but my initial response was, no, this is a really big responsibility. And then afterwards be like, wow, this is a really big responsibility. Yes, thank you. I will do this.
Thank you for sharing about your creative process, especially internally, right? Because we can't know. I remember actually when you showed me one of your manuscripts. I know you have written extensively, and when I held it, and I say manuscript because it's, handwritten. I was like, wow, can you imagine? Like in my mind, I was, I can imagine Maria's books already in like flowing in bookstores. And actually that moment make me affirm, in the early stages of Tejiendo, I think I can write a book. I have already a lot written, but I didn't know what it was kind of like emerge, which is a lot, right? But one thing that I wanted to share about this, who should I ask for the prologue? Traditionally is the editor write it, whoever the editor, in most publishing tradition way is like the editor is the one that will be like kind of telling the world, introducing to the world, whoever the readers are going to be, what the book is, some of the threads of the book's heart. And the way that most collaborations with this project had been is that, I have been in conversation with the heart of the book, and the book has told me who is going to proofread this and who is going to do that and that. And I trust. It's like, I just trust. And then I was, I had told the editor, like, Karina Falcon, like, this is the vision, like you will be writing and the kind of like, then like after, when we were almost done with the first official final version of the manuscript, I said, which is around the time I reach out to you, like before telling her, I said, I emailed you. And I was like, so it was early in la madrugada, my friend, early. And I was in Nicaragua then. I had been doing some offerings to the 𝐏𝐨𝐿𝐿𝐜 lake there. And I'm like, it's Maria. Maria has to be the madrina. Like Maria knows a lot, not only the whole, when people read the prologue, they will get it. But I'm telling you now this because after I told you, it's like, I went to, we had another project in Mexico. So I traveled to Mexico, and in person, when I was actually bringing the final, print manuscript to Karina, I said, Kari, I already got who is writing this. And it's like, and when she read it, it's this thing about like, through you now she can understand why. But also, Maria, it's just that once you introduce the book, I feel that there is a different flow for people to engage with the stories. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, it does make sense. Thank you. Thank you. I feel very honored to do that. Yeah. I also, the whole time that I was writing, I just kept thinking about how much effort. So also as a writer and as someone who has many aspirations to write books, but then has no, no concrete plans, just hopes and aspirations. I know what it would take to actually have the discipline, the rigor, the consistency to make it happen. And I was, as I was writing and reading your book and just being constantly amazed and awed at how much it took for you to get there. And I just being like, wow, Erika is so cool. Like she did this. She did. She set her heart out to do it and she did it. And it's here. And that's just very impressive.
Thank you for saying that. It's funny though, because you are my comadre. I can say like thank you, but if it was another person, I would feel a little, I don't know, uncomfortable, I guess. But I guess what I'm trying to say is it's beautiful to hear that I'm cool by being a writer. I don't think in these days there is so
cool.
much
Okay.
coolness.
Yeah, just maybe not the right word, but just it's a big accomplishment. And
yeah,
it should be celebrated.
And it is, you're right, it is the dreaded word of discipline. It requires, because it's rigor,
Yes.
like it's not just, you know, it is complex, a complex writing that connects prose and poetry, but it is telling complex stories, right, across generations. Yeah. Well, I feel cool. I mean, I feel like the book is more cool because you are the madrina. And also because you inspire me, in so many ways. The type of your journey, your life journey, the accomplishments that you have had in your own journeys, but also the way that you show up to support your communities, your relatives, your family, and the way that you supported me. I mean, there is a thing about presence that I haven't experienced that I didn't experience in different spaces in Michigan, where we met, but I did felt that our friendship brought dignity to who I was, to the complexity of my own journeys, and also the way that you care for me when I was in a situation where I needed that type of care, which is the way that my mom and my grandmother showed up, and so it's just this amazing for me friendship, this sense of like, wow, I had to go all the way up there, like it feels like a huge journey to meet someone who has learned that too from your parents, and and who cares so deeply for your community. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And again, I'm really grateful for you to show up in this different way, through writing, and I do hope that I can show up for you when you're ready to to publish your books, because I do believe you have a lot to say.
Share some discipline tips. Yeah. It was also, I've heard you talk about your mom as long as I've known you, and reading your memories and your stories of her and your grandma. It almost felt like when you're meeting someone's hero, and like seeing all, like you talked about her for so long, and then I got to meet her in the stories, and it was really beautiful. I actually had really wanted to know more about her, because I know how important she was to you, and the many times you shared. And I think one time you shared with us like the book that your mom had written, and she just seemed like this person who had completely shaped you and given you this really important foundation for the world. And then to get to meet her through the books, uh, it was really fascinating and really powerful, and it helped me understand your life so much better, who you are so much better. And also, I think because I'm also a community organizer, seeing how other people throughout the world are finding love and joy and power and community, and that like the world right now is like a hot mess, and also there's still a lot of good things going on, and there's still people that are building powerful communities that are taking care of each other, and that like knowing that that has happened before, it's happening right now, and it's going to continue to happen, and then like we'll figure it out. We will figure out how to take care of each other.
Yes. And actually, my mom was, she was transitioning, like it was a complex um, situation because she was here in El Salvador and I was in Michigan when that was happening. And I remember that you had coordinated a gathering with friends as part of a book club. We only read one book, but we remained friends. And across many changes that had happened individually for each one of us. And so I remember that I told you that night when we had, food and chocolate and stories, I told you that I was hesitant to go because I was so tender in my heart. But I remember literally like the energy, like the spiritual energy of my mom saying, go, community always heals. And I walked to your home and I had a really beautiful time with you and our friends. And that was a moment for me also very important, that is like, yes, I'm going through a painful, sad, grieving situation, but I cannot stay isolated within, right? I need to reach out. And then the support, of course, you just being compassionate with whatever my journey was, right? That was powerful. Yeah.
Those were such beautiful gatherings. I really missed that apartment. And I think just now I'm starting to realize like one of the many reasons why I missed that apartment. And it's such just beautiful, loving spaces and gatherings happen in that apartment that it feels like it was like a moment of time. Like that was a moment in time in my life where I really, really needed community and friendships. And it was created and curated in a very gentle, kind way in that apartment. That like I'm always like I drive by it sometimes and I'm like, wow, that was a really nice apartment. But it was because of what happened.
Yes, you're right. And and the things, of course, that you carry with you, the plants. I remember when you instructed me into taking care of your plants, and we started this conversation before recording about your cucumber. That I don't remember which year, but that cucumber was so thriving in that apartment, and it wasn't a big yard. It was, it was just
it was this little. It was like
plot,
3 feet
right? Like a little
by 2 feet. Yeah, like little.
But then the plant grew almost going to the street. Yes. So that was a really beautiful home, home space, and I am grateful that you hosted me there, that you welcomed me there, and that that you accepted to be the madrina of Tejiendo. So thank you so much, Maria. I will never stop thanking you.
Thank
So I
you.
hope that you get
Thank
used to
you.
that.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for accepting to have this conversation with me today so that people can, I am really excited for, you know, my communities, extended communities and readers to know who you are. And
Thank you.
thank
Yes.
you. Yes,
Yeah. Thank
thank
you.
you.